Hello, you wonderful people. In this video, I'll be covering what mods will be coming to console in Baldur's Gate 3's patch 7. So this is a question I've been asked frequently, and we're starting to see the available on console little tag here pop up on a lot of mods in the mod manager itself. So I'll be covering all of that in this video, and just some of my general thoughts, because there is a few big question marks. Will PlayStation get the mods that Xbox has? I've been looking everywhere for an answer on that, and I will kind of go over that in this video, because we do start to see some things like Favorite Colors, which doesn't use in-game assets, and the ability to dye your armor. This is the available on console modifier there. We also have things like the Mystic class, which you can see has a bunch of unique spell animation or spell icons here, has a bunch of unique everything for this class. It's one of the most creative classes I've ever seen. And it also has the available on console little tag here. So I do think we will get a lot of options. So there's a lot that do have it, there's a lot that don't currently, but it seems like a lot of these older mods that have been on the mod manager since 2 weeks ago when it first launched do have the available on console. So I'm starting to see this pop up on many more as things go forward. So like the adjustable party limit, which I know a lot of people were wondering, this one is available on console. And yeah, well, some of them don't have it right now. There are more that are coming, but even things like new tiefling horns available on console, and different dye skins, which like I use this one, the Underdark dye. This is available on console, so I'm quite curious to see what we're going to get. Different ones like the Kay's hair mod, which has unique hair options. This is available on console. This gives me a lot of hope, because people were saying Baldur's Gate 3 won't get external assets on the PlayStation 5 edition of the mod manager, but I don't think that's fully the truth. Now, that is the case for Bethesda games like Fallout and Skyrim are notorious for not having a lot of mods in their mod managers, because that is a game that's owned by like Microsoft. So kind of makes sense there. There is also the Ark survival game, which has mods on PlayStation, which allows external assets. So I have a feeling that PlayStation and Xbox are both going to get a lot of options for mods, but I'll be covering all of that in this video. So even ones like the Faces Unlocked, this one here doesn't have it listed, which is surprising, because the Faces Unlocked just allows you to put faces that are already in the game. So while you may see some other videos that I've posted talking about some of these mods that don't have the available on console, I do think that this is coming as more updates come to the mod manager itself. So a lot of the most popular ones here are already being available on console, like this here by Kate's. This one, it's only paired for a keyboard and mouse at this current moment, but Better Hotbar 2 available on console. So this gives me hope that we're going to see a lot of really great things. There's obviously some limitations when it comes to the mods and how they would work. Polyamory fixes. It's down to whether or not the mod manager will accept that. So some of the older ones I don't even use, because there is some issues, like Containers Extended is available on consoles. So I do think that a lot of these will get updated as time goes on and allow the available on console to be added to them. And I guess that just depends on how much testing they get done. So some of these don't have it yet, but obviously that will come as time goes on. So I want to show you just some of the mods in game right now that I think will be coming to console. So I'll start off with things that people are really looking forward to with cosmetics. So a lot of the mods already on Nexus mods, what I'm showing off here, are already in-game assets. Like the character or the outfit that I'm wearing is a modified version of Mizora's top. And the outfit that Shadowheart has on is the Songstress dress, which is already in the base game. And then there's also different armors, like Minsk has the Oathbreaker armor on there, which is not an armor that you can normally get. As well as you can see, Gale's got the black Baldur's Gate watch armor on, which is another armor set that's in the game, but not one that's very easy to find, and not one we can actually equip. So a lot of these armor mods are modifications of mods that are already here. So that gives me hope. There's also a lot of them. This is just the basket full of equipment mod. So it comes with a lot of really nice looking armor sets. So here's leather armor, but dyed black, and it looks so much better than the one that you start off the game that's got like the green sleeves and brown on it. So I do think we'll get a lot of different cosmetics, like the Darkith Yankee plate here. A lot of these do look really nice. Like this is just a modification of the one that we already have, and it looks really nice. But it is an in-game asset, so I do think that we'll get a lot of these. The Dryad costume here, which is one that if you summon in a Woodwode, you get that they wear this outfit here. So that's in the game as well. We also have things like the Blood Guzzler garb, some different sorcerer outfits, some different smaller or different outfits that are just worn by townspeople as well. So they all look nice, and I do think people will start to make more of these as time goes on, there's even outfits like Alfira the Bard's outfit, which we can get, and many more. So you can see here, this is not an outfit that we can normally get, but it's modded in. So I have a good feeling we'll get a good number of these added in as time goes on, because they already had the assets there, just minor tweaks needed, and you can make it a very unique looking outfit. So I have good hopes for that. Now, as for the weapons, there's a lot. I have a katana here, a shadow katana. This katana is already in the base game. There's a few katanas, not many, but this is a shadow version, so it's just dyed black, and I have a bunch of different mods here that just give us different weapons that have cool appearances. Like this is the Yankee blade, but it's dyed with black and blue, so it has a bit of a different appearance to it as well. And I do think we're going to get a lot of weapon and armor mods, whether it's modifications. Like I do have some mods, which I'm not going to show in this video, but like the Guts Greatsword and the sword from Devil May Cry. I think those may potentially come. It just depends. Also, I have a mod that had series armor from The Witcher 3, which CD Projekt Red was nice enough to let people use for mods. I'm not sure if those will come to console, but they potentially may. I also have a mod on my character right now which gives it different animations on its face. So this is just a small little tweak. You can see their person, their lips there, the eyes are moving. This mod, I have a good feeling, will come to the in-game mod manager. It also affects other characters. You can see Shadowheart there is making a face. Every character gets a lot more animation to their overall face, like she's moving her eyebrows around. And that's just a little simple tweak, so I do have a feeling that we'll get something like that in the mod manager itself too, so looking forward to that. As far as further customization goes, I know a lot of people love the customization aspect of this game, so I'll just go over some more features that are very likely to come to the in-game mod manager. So we already saw that there's an option to get different heads. This one I'm using here is a modded one, so it comes with a ton of modded faces. But I do think that like we'll get ones like this is adding Shadowheart's face to my character, which doesn't look really much like Shadowheart because I'm playing as a drow. But if we add Minthara's face there, obviously that looks kind of like Minthara. And these are all faces that are in the base game itself. So there's Isabel's face. It does look a little weird. That's Jaheira's face, and then we also got Kaga's face there. So this is the face unlock mod. It's going to be in the mod manager itself because these are all in-game assets. But we'll see if they allow different faces. But there's a lot of face models already in the game. Like if you go through Baldur's Gate Lower City, you're going to see a ton of different characters with multitude of faces. Another one that I've pretty much guaranteed will come is the ability to add a bunch of these. So this is the better hair extensions mod, and then there's the Bang Spanks Everywhere mod. So these just give it so that you can give yourself basically overrides the chin and the jaw versions of what you get from the we got two of the same hair there. If you play as a Dragonborn, you get the ability to change like the chin and the other parts of their hair. So this gives you the option to add these on top of the hairstyles that we already got, and the results are pretty nice. Not every one of them is going to be perfect, but you can combine and create some very nice looking, very nice hairstyles here with this mod. So I do expect this to come because this is just making a small modification. That's something that's already in the game, and you can just come up with a ton of different options for how you want your character to look. I'm using a very hairy mod with a lot of hair here, so it does look weird if I add more to it, but I also think in the realm of hair, we got this simple hairstyles mod, which is already in, this is containing hairstyles that are in the base game, so I do feel like this one will come here. This one doesn't have a whole lot of hairstyles, but it just adds a few, and it's nice. This one was available on day one of the mod manager being released, so I do have a feeling we'll get this one at some point on the in-game console mod manager. Also the ability to add in different origin characters' hair, so here's like Shadowheart's hair, so it's nice to be able to see this with different colors. There's Mistra's hair, Umberlee's, we got Gale's hair, which looks pretty decent on a girl as well, Gortash, and there's Astarion's wonderful hair, looks different seeing it not bleached white, and then Jaheira's hair, Ringmaster. So there's a lot of hair assets in the game already. Here's the one similar to what I was using already. There's Harpy hair, Minthara's hair, and then Lae'zel and Isabel's hair. So there's a lot of extra hair mods that can potentially make their way over. I've also seen, like I was highlighting one earlier, that's another hair mod I don't have installed, but I do feel like potentially someday we may see Tav's Hair Salon. Maybe not by the creator. I do believe Tori, the creator of the Tav's Hair Salon, said that they don't want to port this to the mod manager. But someone could make hair models somewhat similar, because some of these are just variations of the hair that's already in the game, just giving it different options like that. But even the bangs everywhere mod and the other mods that are similar to this one can give you a lot of freedom with how your character looks. So I don't think it'll be an issue to give yourself really nice looking hair. I think that that'll all come in with this game. Also, I've seen a lot of different body art. I don't have any installed right now. And also the ability to add a bunch of different eye colors. I do think we'll get that as well, because there's things like Damon's eyes, giving us nice blue there, which is not something we can normally get. Zevlor's eyes, Undead Ketheric's eyes. There's the ice blue eyes. So these are all ice styles that are in the game itself, but we don't have access to, because it's kind of locked behind different characters. So I feel like we'll get a lot of these ones as well, because it just gives us a lot of extra freedom. Padme 4000 also made a bunch of different ones. Here's Gale's eyes, Karlach's eyes. So, yeah, pretty much every character's eye will likely make its way in here. Because, again, it's in-game assets. But even different colors like this, it's just recolors. I don't think there'll be any limitation on something like that. So we could very well get a lot of these already, or get a lot of these added in. And different makeup options, different makeup colors, like Minthara's, Saza's, etc. And different modifications to all of that. So I have good hopes for the cosmetic side of things. Now, I guess we'll get into the classes and subclasses. I'm using a mod that makes me run fast, so don't mind that. That one likely also will make its way to console, because it's just a small tweak. It doesn't change run speed in combat, only outside of combat for faster exploration. And if you've played Baldur's Gate like 7-8 times, like myself, it's a nice welcomed difference. But we got a lot of options for classes here. The Mystic already has the available for console, and as you can see here, it's got 2 really cool spells, Energy Beam and Mind Thrust. It's got a ton of different cantrips. These all have unique icons, which gives me a lot of hope. And it has, as you can see here, we got tons of different psionic disciplines, which give like 4 to 8 different spells per each one. So you can see there, this is an incredibly in-depth class with many options, many options. So I have really good hope that this will get covered, and this will be something that you can actually get in the mod managers. Well, it's confirmed for consoles. So if this is what we got at day 1, I can imagine in a year's time, we're going to have a ton of different classes like this. This has 9 different subclasses, allowing us to go even up to level 20. So that's nice. A lot of these classes are accounting for going above and beyond just the regular level cap, which is really great to see that. But yeah, there's so many nice extra added things to this. So the Mystic subclass already confirmed, which means I could see things like the Artificer, which is a already confirmed subclass, or not a confirmed one, but I do think we will see this, because it has a lot of features that are very aligned with what Baldur's Gate 3, like the Summon Steel Defender uses Bernard's model. So the Battlesmith being one I've already done a build on, so if you want to see that for a bit more information, it's on my channel. But the Artificer being probably the most requested. Some of these other fun subclasses like the Blood King and the Godslayer will likely make their way. Arcane Vanguard, the Accursed, the other Vanguard mod, Scrounger, Kanala, these are all in-game mod manager ones. Keyblade Master definitely won't, but this is on Nexus mods and it has Keyblades for weapons, and they all have their unique models, which is cool. Harlequin, the Priest, Psionicist likely will make their way. Favored Soul as well, which is kind of like a priest kind of class, similar to this priest is like based off World of Warcraft. Slayer, we even got the Psionic Warden here, which we got the Mind Weaver, which is already in the mod manager itself, so that's there. The Blood Mage, one of the most popular ones, not being the strongest, but it's a popular one, is in the mod manager, so I think we'll get that, as well as the Witch. I'm curious to see how they'll adapt these different icons, but I guess time will tell. Artificer, we already covered, then the Dark Ranger. So that's a lot of classes there, but I'll just quickly touch on some subclasses that I think will come as well, because there's a lot of 5th edition classes that didn't make their way in. Like, most classes have, some like the Cleric have upwards of 7 subclasses. But if we look at this, we got things like for the Barbarian, we got the Battle Rager, which uses spiked armor to attack. The Giant, which makes your character a giant. The Storm Herald, which gives us auras, giving us like lightning damage if we go with the Sea, which gives your allies extra lightning damage. And it's upwards of a 4d6 at level 20, or if you're at level 10, it's 2d6 of lightning damage. And fire damage, or even temporary health as well. And also the Zealot Barbarian there. But if we look at some of the other subclasses, like the Bard has a lot already, which is pretty nice. So if we look at their, I guess we'll just take our spell. And 5th edition spells being another thing that I'll touch on in a minute, because there's a lot of them. But we got even like the College of Eloquence Bard, there's the College of Glamour Bard, done a ton of different options. Even the Death Domain Cleric has made its way in, so I can see that being definitely a thing that's in the console mods. We got ourselves a Fighter, which has a lot of options I'll cover here, because the Fighter is a very fun class, very straightforward, but having options like the Arcane Archer, which gives us the ability to choose Arcane Arrows, which has a bunch of different arrow effects, very cool. We also got like the Banneret, Purple Dragon Knight, which is like a team buffer. Not very strong, but it can be a fun one. We also got like the Psy Warrior, which is a similar to the Battlemaster, but with psychic powers and has psionic energy die. The Rune Knight, using runes, also makes themselves bigger, which is kind of cool, and you also have the ability to turn even bigger. A Samurai, these are all 5th edition classes, so very, very likely they'll come in. And then even the Shield Master, which is in the in-game mod manager itself too. I do think these will all make their way eventually. Not right at launch, maybe the Shield Master, but I do think these will come in due time. So that's really nice to see. And we also have different Sorcerer subclasses like the Divine Soul, the Phoenix Soul, Blood Sorcerer, Voidborn, which will all definitely make their way over eventually, if not at launch. The Warlock also gets a ton, like we got the Dread Overlord, which gives us more necromancy spells, which is very nice, and a few other things that it can do, like heal itself. The Undead being an undead version of the Warlock. We got the Umbra being another really popular one, and the Remembrance and Celestial. So this is like a Cleric Warlock. I do think that these will come eventually, so in due time, we'll give it some time, but I'll show you here. Something that's cool. We got ourselves the Spellblade, which is a subclass that will make its way to console as well, because it's already on the mod manager. But also we got some cool 5th edition spells, which may or may not make their way. We'll have to see, but I do have a feeling that they'll come there, because we do have some of these already in-game, like Absorbed Elements is a level 1 spell, and it's on some cloaks in-game already. Cause Fear. A lot of these use similar assets, like this is just a recolor of Burning Hands, but adds the Fear logo, so we'll see. I think that we'll get a lot of these already. We'll get a lot of these added in as time goes on, but even things like being able to choose an Oathbreaker Paladin from the start, or even Oath of Love. Lots of great options there, but I'm curious to see what we'll get in console. I'm hopeful we get a lot of these things. You can see here I have the better maps, better sidebars, and better hotbar mods all installed here, and yeah, these are already confirmed to be in mod manager for console, so we'll have to see, but I'm very hopeful that we'll get a lot of great mods for console. So I just want to make this video to cover what I think and some things that are already listed as available for console. So let me know any questions, if you have any, in the comments below. I'm always quick to respond to pretty much any comment that I get, and hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.